Jamie, how did Arnie break the news, and what was the first thing that went through your head?
It was a text message about 5:30 in the morning. I was walking my dog, funny enough, and yeah, it's like an amazing feeling. Sometimes you have that gut feeling that you might sneak in, but I never had that mentality of that I was going to be a guaranteed certain. So I made sure that every week going into games, I was fresh, ready, and with a bit of clear mind to go out there and score goals and try and impress. And it looks like I've done enough.
Was it obviously? I feel like your name constantly in terms of the Cole, Tillio, Cummings, yourself. Like it was almost a weekly sort of sliding scale. Did that impact you at all? And it was constantly being talked about as someone who was probably in, but who knows, kind of thing.
No, it didn't affect me one bit in the slightest. You do see those things, but I'm always a big believer that you can only control what you can control, and that's going out there for City and on game day especially, and working hard and putting myself in the best position for chances that fall my way, whether they're outfield goals or penalties. I've got to be clear in the mind, and I'm sure you can see that all my goals this year I've thought with clarity. So really happy. Like I said, it's an honour to be selected, but obviously a huge shout out does go to the old 55 boys, odd players that missed out because they played a big part in the journey, and being part of that group that did quarantines and stuff like that, it wasn't easy, and huge appreciation goes to those guys too.
Yeah, Jamie, obviously devastating for those guys. Sorry, Tim. Have you spoken to any of those guys who missed out?
I haven't, but look, I will obviously reach out. I know it's probably still a little bit raw, and it's a childhood dream for probably every single one of us. Going to a World Cup. So I know they'll be hurting, and rightly so. And I kind of had that mixed emotion 4 years ago, but I was dragged back in the last hour. So I remember being in tears and feeling those things. So I can sympathise with them and really hope that they're doing okay. And I will reach out at some point and obviously thank them for their contribution, because we wouldn't be at a World Cup without all those boys that played a part.
I guess just following that.
Sorry, Tim.
Yeah, no, just following on from that, I was just going to ask about Marco. Obviously, was probably one of the unluckiest ones. How's he sort of handled it, and did you have something to say to him?
Yeah, I spoke to Marco. I pulled him aside and just said, look, you have to use this as motivation. Like I touched on before, I was in that position, and I felt that instant. When you get declined from the squad, and I just said to him, you have to use this. You've got a lot of time up your sleeve and a lot of World Cups ahead of you. So don't let this defeat you. Don't let it define you. And I'm sure Marco's the sort of player now that the inner hungry beast will come out in him, and I hope that is the case. And I believe he's going to this might set him up for a great final year, and to really push his case and push forward to be a mainstay in a Socceroos squad.
And Jamie, how are you feeling about the squad that's been put together to head over there and play in a World Cup?
Yeah, really good. Like I touched on before, there's obviously some names that have missed out, and some quality players, and I think that's what Arnie wanted to do from the outset, is have a big pool of players who equally are quality players. So looking at the 26, there's some young boys, some boys who haven't experienced big games like this before, but that's how you gain it. And I believe that a lot of players coming in will bring some quality, and there'll be a lot of, when I say pressure, but there'll be pressure that that's the only way you improve and you gain an experience. So even for myself, I didn't play at the last World Cup, so it'll be nice to get over there and try and stake my claim to be on a pitch and just play against the best. That's what you wanted to do, and that's what we set out 4 years ago to do, and here we are now. We're within touching distance.
Jamie, how do you think Qatar might be different to other World Cups?
Look, to be honest, having been in Qatar, the stadiums are fantastic. I believe there's going to be something like 1.8 tourists / fans that will be entering the country to support. So it'll feel like a World Cup, that's for sure. Russia was amazing. Even as a fan from the outset, looking at South Africa and Germany in the past. So it'll be no different. I believe most stadiums, if not every stadium, will be full. and the atmosphere, the quality of the football will be high end, and yeah, it's exciting. Like I said, I went to Russia, but I think this one will be even better.
Any more thoughts? Or?
I was just going to ask Jay, how do you sort of reflect on the 4-year journey for yourself to get to another World Cup? And I think if you're sitting in hotel quarantine and missing out on a grand final, with COVID and everything, it hasn't been an easy journey to get back. But I imagine that it must just make it sweeter when you sort of live that experience over that 4 years.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not alone. I think we all can say that it's been the most difficult 4 years of any sort of national team that we've had to go through. Some sort of campaign with quarantines after quarantines and PCR tests after PCR tests. So it's been a taxing, not only physically but mentally. And looking at the last 4 years, along the way we've had some great wins. There was a period where we went undefeated for a very long time, and we got some goals. And yeah, it's been enjoyable. Sometimes you got to take the sweet with the sour, and bittersweet, but we're here now. Like I said, we always set out from the start that we always had the goal of making Qatar 2022, and we did that. And like I said, the feeling we had when we beat Peru in the penalty shootout was probably the same feeling the Socceroos had when they beat Uruguay. Pure elation, and looking back, you realise that the journey was great, and that's another thing why I wanted to touch on the 55 players who were involved, because it just shows you that a lot of players played their part and contributed to such a big success, and like anything, it's just a shame that only 26 can get on that plane, but I do hope that those players do feel that they've played a part, because they have.
How's Arnie sort of planning to use you? I mean, I assume not as a centre-back, but like sort of identifying, again, games like potentially Tunisia where you can have a really big impact, or is that sort of wait till camp?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, sometimes these things in tournament footballs are a different kettle of fish. You're playing every 3 days. That's something that I'm pretty fortunate, having played in the Champions League last year. We played, something like 6 games in the space of 16 days or 17 days. So I'm used to that backup mentality and the backup physically. So I'll be ready. I know I'll go in there fit, fresh, and really confident. So however I'm used, I know that I'll give my best, and I always know I'm not the most talented, but I always like to say that whenever I put the jersey on, whether it's the Melbourne City badge or the Australian badge, that I give my all and make myself in the best position possible to try and score goals. And it'll be no different whether it's France, Denmark or Tunisia. I'll try and put myself on the front foot and really try and press from the front and get myself in some good areas.
Hey Jamie, Jackson Irvine just wrote an article for LGBTQ rights for FIFA Pro. Just following on from the video message you're involved with, are you planning to do anything more as a team?
No, I think we put that out for a reason a month ago, and we just wanted to leave it at that. I think we have all stated that Jacko's his own person. He's gone out and done. I haven't actually seen it, so I don't really want to comment on that. But my focus right now is getting over there, talking about the football and making sure. Look, I've still got a game on Saturday against Newcastle Jets for City, so that's really my initial focus. I don't believe there'll be any more statements or anything like that, but we'll head over there as a group, and once everyone's together and once everyone's there, we'll start talking about this World Cup that's been a big build-up. So yeah, there's a big reason why it was probably done about a month ago.
How do you handle the game on the weekend, Jamie? Is it like do you still want to 490 and play as if nothing's around the corner, or I can't imagine seeing PK put you in cotton wool, but is that sort of the plan?
Oh, gung ho, mate. I don't think I'll be putting myself wanting to sit on the bench, or I won't even be happy if he takes me off. That's the sort of mentality that I want. I want to go in there with a lot of minutes under my belt, chances, goals. And Saturday will be no different. I know that Newcastle are a very good team, and they'll give us chances, and it'll be a good game for us. So I want to be there or thereabouts for the whole game, and put myself in the best shape possible leaving on Sunday.